easiest parts is bloody and unforgiving. On this untamed frontier, if you try to save your bacon, you're gonna go home hungry. To win the game, become acquainted with punishment, both in given and given. High Noon is a tactical combat board game set in a fictional turn-of-the-century Wild West universe, where players vie for dominance using various posses of unique characters with deadly variety. Assorted game tiles can be assembled quickly and easily to ensure no theater of war is ever the same. With your battlefield tiles confederated, it's time to take the reins of your posse. Draw from your deck to equip your posse with their unique skills they'll need to get ahead. There are no dice in High Noon. When it comes to victory or defeat, it's all in the cards. Don't forget to loot wherever and whenever you can. Gathering loot from crates around the battlefield will give you a razor-sharp edge. And most importantly, enjoy the spoils of your victory. Pick your posse and be ready for the fight. You might just make it out alive.
All right. So we just had a really fun game, and I was just gonna go through, I was just looking at the Kickstarter page, and oh my gosh, it better still be there. It better still be there. Anyway, let me add the guys. We're gonna add some guys to the chat, to the stream, and then if you're watching this, if you're in the Discord, I went ahead and posted a link in there if you want to jump on for a minute and hang out with the guys. But we got a few of us, so. I don't even know what to call us right now, but we're gonna have a name for this group of young guns. So we've got Sam in the house. Mm-hmm. Nick's here. We've got Alan from Discover Games. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Alan?
Sorry, I missed the game, man.
It's all right.
Some of us had to work tonight, but welcome.
And Strike Central's in the house. You there, buddy? Can you actually talk, or are you just hanging out in the back?
I don't know.
Oh, how you doing, buddy?
Sarai. How about you?
Sarai? Oh, doing good, man. Doing good. Glad to have you.
Doing Sarai.
So let me just share this. So. We have here we are in the Kickstarter. Great, we're doing great. We're doing fantastic. And every morning I wake up and I have several dozen comments that questions and things that I got to get into, and I generally handle it whatever. And they're great comments. Here's this guy. Let me zoom in. Barrett Dent, 2 hours ago. Nice cheat. Campaign reported. I backed the Sweetwater level, which is supposed to include. I have to read this in the proper place. Hang on a second. Nice cheat. Campaign reported. I backed the Sweetwater pledge, which is supposed to include all unlocked stretch goals. Only to discover I'm only getting part of those stretch goals because you are not including the figures. That was not clearly explained. You deliberately tricked people. So goodbye. That's how I read it.
I agree.
This entirely
goodbye to him.
I had to report that. I don't know. I had to report this because not necessarily to Kickstarter, but to the Ministry of Adulthood. Because how do you? It's clearly defined. Now I understand that it's unconventional, and so it may be hard to comprehend or understand. But that's not because it's not clearly explained. We go down here, and in the stretch goal section, where we talk about the stretch goals, it says right here. We say what complete High Noon is packed with expansions, blah blah blah. With miniatures, game tiles, chips, tokens, and cards, each expansion is chock full of content and assets, which makes them pretty expensive to produce. Because of these added costs, we are unable to give the expansions themselves away to everyone for free. I've got 1 bar on my network. Am I all right?
Yep.
Yeah, I still got it.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. So far, did anybody gather what I just said there? Like,
Oh,
is
yeah.
it unclear what I just said? Because of these
sorry.
added costs,
I'm really confused. No.
yeah, it's that you have to switch to Coke Zero, my friend.
Okay.
Okay, but we wanted to reward our backers for getting us so far. So we've done a couple of things a little differently to make them available to you, as well as reward everyone for pushing us over each goal. The first thing we've done is develop Kickstarter exclusive loot cards.
Stop.
Yeah.
Your mistake is you think people actually read.
This is true. That's why I headlined the title.
I can only look at the pretty pictures.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's
Never
look at the
mind.
pretty
Go ahead.
pictures.
Keep going. Keep going.
No. Here's that. We can look at the pretty pictures. I headlined this video. Breaking news: grown adults can't read. So the first thing we've done, we got exclusive cards, exclusive loot cards that everyone will get for free as each stretch goal unlocks. As each stretch goal unlocks a stylish expansion for purchase. Okay, it says the expansions are unlocking these expansions to purchase. Each unlocked stretch goal will be made available as an optional buy. Yeah. Okay. Adding these optional purchases to your pledge will increase the overall pledges raised, which will help us to drive us towards unlocking further stretch goals and expanding the High Noon offering. Blah blah blah. Who's the guy? Forrest Bauer, when he in his critique, he read that and he read the description. He was like, "Oh, so we're unlocking things to buy." And yes, you are. But like, even he got it. Like, even he read the description and got from that, okay, so you're not giving these things away for free. You have to buy them. But if you don't understand the text, here's the pretty picture. Here it is. Here's the stretch goal. Oops. Here's the stretch goal. Boom. Here's what you get for free. See, follow the line. Right there. And then this is the optional buy that's unlocked. I guess what he thought was it was this little square back here. That was the thing. Everything else is for free except for this little square.
It didn't make the noise. You got to make it where it goes.
I didn't get well,
that makes it all clear.
We can't embed. Get it right. That's. I don't know. Am I on drugs? Am I taking crazy pills here? What's
No,
no.
I'm looking right now on Kickstarter a couple other games, and I'm not going to name any names, but I'm looking at one right now where 150,000. Once you get to that, you're getting 2 cards. At 200,000, you're getting some upgraded wood. Like, their first couple stretch goals were upgraded boxes, like the box that the game comes with. Like, I mean,
yes.
no, the amount of things that you're getting, it's not unreasonable.
Right.
I mean, those cards, even though yes, you're getting cards, they add so much flavor to the game. It's not something small at all.
I was, that's one of the reasons. Oh, go ahead, Sam.
Oh yeah, no, I was just going to say, just take a look at the game that we played tonight. The amount of Kickstarter loot cards that were played and just game changing. Yeah, it's like they do add a ton to the game.
I want to address this question. So, Facebook user says, "I won't lie, I understood nothing about board games like these, but I got top tier level, so hopefully it'll be ready to play with 6 people. Phone website is a bit difficult to follow." Hey, that's cool. So, yes. So let's see. Top tier. Yeah, actually, right now with what's unlocked, if you got top tier, you can actually play with I think 7 people.
9.
Let's see, 9. Yes, you're right, because you got
Kickstarter.
no, let's hang on a second. You got 4,
4.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you got 9 posses, 9 players. 9 players can sit at the table and play this game if you win all in.
That's
You
a
got
crazy
9.
game. That's a crazy game.
Yeah, that'll last for hours.
Yeah, sit
A
down
few
and get some
freaking
popcorn.
hours. But this is, I mean, look at the mentality here. And there's another guy who messaged me in the messages. I'll get to him, but all right. All right. People are jumping on this. People can't see this. Yeah. So apparently people are already calling this dude a moron. It's worse than that. Pardon me.
And
it's worse than that because what is he saying?
I backed attack as well. I mean, it's
yes. He's attacking my character, coming at me like this. Look, if it's not explained clearly, if you need more explanation, that's one thing. I mean, there's a lot of people in the comment section, saying, "Hey, you should add this or you should add that." There's this one person who said, he said he was like, maybe he sent me a message, but it was like, oh yeah, these people, they're like, you need to add a rule book, a link to the rule book. It's like, that's a good idea. That's a good suggestion. I'm not going to do it just yet because I'm waiting for the final adjustments to the rule book, and then I'll add it. And actually, I want to add all the different languages too. But there's a lot of suggestions in the comments, and I listen to them. And if I can, if I can make those changes, I do. It's great feedback. But this isn't feedback about the page. He's calling me a cheater. He's calling me a trickster, a dishonest.
Well, there's other guys, like there's one Blood asking questions about some of the pledges and stuff. Just ask the question.
Yeah.
If you don't I understand, you don't understand.
And if you wake up and go, oh wait, hold on, I pledged, and I thought I was pledging because I thought I was going to get all that stuff for free, but I'm not, so I'm out. That's also totally fine. Like that's okay, no problem. Yeah. No hard feelings. But this kind of behavior where it's like I didn't understand, and then therefore you're a cheater. It's just bogus. But look at this. I backed at the Sweetwater level, which is supposed to include all the stretch goals. So he's saying I paid. I don't even know. He could have gone on day one. I paid $40 because I wanted everything. Who does? What campaign does that? Like you look at all these extra minis, and you thought you were going to get that for $52 tops because that's the max right now. Not even. Come on. Who all they give you is one mini every stretch goal, and each stretch goal is like $75,000 apart. Even they make you pay $100. Like that's your entry level pledge. Our entry level pledge is $52, and you took that pledge expecting to get expecting to get 4 expansions, 1, 2, 3, or 2 expansions out of that. I don't know. That says more about you than it does me, man. Barrett. There was another guy when I did the Grub Stakers thing. The reason why this triggered me, by the way, guys, is because I've been keeping this to myself, keeping this in, not letting this get to me. But like when I did the Grub Stakers thing, like last time, and I was like, hey man, hey everybody, if you backed my campaign, you had my back. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a free copy of the game. The one caveat to that, like, of course you had to just subscribe, you had to join the group, you had to like help me out in marketing, but none of that cost anything. But the one caveat was you had to have pledged at an actual pledge level. It couldn't have been the dollar thing. Like you couldn't have just pledged $1 because the whole point was maybe that campaign would have been successful if people would have actually pledged. But instead, people are like, I'm just going to throw $1 at it and see what happens. And it's like, okay, you can do that, but you're not contributing to the success of this campaign. You're benefiting from the efforts of everybody else. You're basically a freeloader.
Well,
so,
at $1, you're paying to put comments up on the page and follow the pledge manager. That's it.
If anything, that's a privilege. So, I was like, I'm sorry, but if you didn't pledge anything, if that's what you did, I'm not giving you a free game for that. I'm just not. And I don't know anybody who would. As a matter of fact, I don't know anybody who has given away a free game to people just because they backed a campaign that was then canceled. I don't know of any other campaign in the history of campaigns that's done that. This guy came out and he basically called he didn't basically he flat out called me an a-hole because I didn't do that for him. And he was like, I'm a super backer. I've given hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of I've backed 700 campaigns. And they don't treat me like this. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, which one of those? Point to me on the doll of 700 campaigns where one of them gave you a free game.
He's not even a super backer.
Oh, this guy, this Barrett guy?
You're talking about someone else.
Yeah, I'm talking about some other guy. Yeah. But it was just, and that was the thing. And like, I let that go because that was the last campaign. But then he came back this time after I made the post about the promises where I was like, hey, last time I gave you a campaign, a free game. This is what I'm going to do this time. If you stay in, you're ride or die, you get everything. But you got to do the ride or die. Well, he actually, to his credit, he had jumped in at $100. He'd done the $100 pledge. But then when he found out that but apparently he only did that because he didn't know that I was the same guy and that this was this was the relaunch of that other game, also called High Noon. And so he comes in and he says, he's like, oh yeah, you're that guy. Yeah, I'm not sticking around. I'm gonna get out of here later. Haha, bye. And I'm like, well, why are you waiting? Anyway, it's just these people, like, they get so upset when they don't get everything for free. Mm. And it boggles my mind.
Hooked on Phonics doesn't work for everyone.
I don't know how you kept your cool this far. Yeah.
Well, because most people are like you said, they're asking questions, and maybe some people go, that's a dumb question, but it's a question, if they're giving feedback, I can work with that. I can't work with this.
No, I mean, everything you've offered so far is so above and beyond. I mean, just looking at retail value of what's unlocked and available right now, I mean, that's roughly over $200. And for an extra $100, you can get that and everything else. So it's crazy.
Well, not just everything else, but everything that's in development.
Exactly.
So, like, if you guys watching have a chance to go into Tabletopia and just see what all is prepped there right now, that this stuff will be released, your $300 initial investment now to kind of get everything off the ground will be paid off tenfold.
Oh yeah. You guys,
you
guys are a loss leader. You guys are all loss leaders at the end of the day. In the long run, in the long term, I'm not expecting to make money. Like at the end of, essentially, if I were to look at this, it's almost like a loan. It's essentially like a loan, and I'm going to be paying you guys back with interest, with all the assets that are coming out. At some point, your actual investment will end up being more, or how do I put that? Basically, for every person, like I'm going to lose money on all of you guys, but because you're doing this, it's making it possible for this brand to grow, to be able to outrun that, and that's why I want to bring everybody. That's why you guys are brought along as the Ride or Die posse.
Well, I want to comment on that as being a retailer. Most Kickstarters, and you mentioned this earlier, a couple of days ago, their goal is to make money on this game. And some of the more successful ones will do a reprint, but they do that via another Kickstarter. That very few, especially independent people like you, their goal is to take this to retail. And I think a few people miss that. Yes, your goal is to produce High Noon now, but I look at it as an investment, like you said, to take this game to retail, not just fund this Kickstarter and then move on and do do expansions, do another version, or do a totally different game. And I think some people miss that. And once again, as a retailer, I'm like, wow, that's what I want to support, because once again, it's just going to help me down the road to sell the game, because I can actually get it via retail, and it's got legs in my mind.
Yeah, not just a one and done. You're investing in the brand, and then once that brand is established, like as a retailer, it's easier to build off the established product than trying to push the new SKU.
Right, and that's a challenge because and there's tons of stuff out there, but most of my good customers and most of mine will come to me and, hey, are you going to kickstart this? Now, if I can get enough interest and they actually have a retailer pledge level, a lot don't, yeah, I'll do that. But, it's tough for me as a retailer to back a lot of Kickstarters. And other ones, I can back it now, but I can even get it cheaper in retail in 2 years. Of course, that's 2 years from now. And that's another thing, is a retailer and putting the money out now, that I'm not going to get my investment back. It may be a year or even 2 years in some games. Once again, I look at yours. Hey, you got it now. Yeah, it's going to take a while to produce more copies, but it's a known thing. It's just you just got to print it. It's going to be out there. So
not only that, but there's the first 5,000 copies or 4,000 copies, which will essentially be landed, right, Dwight? Right near the end of the campaign.
Right, and that goes back to, I'm going to get my investment back potentially. I still got to sell the game and stuff, but I'm going to be able to potentially get my investment back, within a very reasonable time. That there's been Kickstarters I backed retailer wise. It's taken 2 years. I could have taken that money and done other things with it, and as a retailer made a lot more money quicker.
Well, and actually, I was talking to another retailer earlier, because in our retailer pledge, we listed, we're up front that, like, our retailer pledge is technically about 50% of MSRP.
Right.
But that's assuming that a retailer would sell the game at straight MSRP. When these retailers get the cases off this first container, it's going to be a good 7, 8, 9 months before any retailer who sits this out, they're not going to get this for months, if not a year.
Right.
Yeah. So charge whatever you want. Like, we try to make it as affordable as humanly possible, but I'm not going to hold it against a retailer who went on a limb and says, you know what, you can't get this anywhere else. It's $80. That's how the market works. Like, charge whatever you want. In terms of, and I'm just speaking to the whole, like, get retailers getting their investment back. But this campaign wasn't intended to be a cash grab. We're not making, and actually I was talking to the team about it, because the reality is coming out. This is a good campaign. This is a good, strong campaign. $106,000, and it's going to produce. I mean, it completely covers these expansions. So there's no way around this. Like, this is what's coming out, but there's not a lot left over. Really, I mean, there's pretty much nothing left over, except to cover incidentals. Our tax filing, our corporate paperwork, all this stuff that we have to do just to keep the company itself alive. Beyond that, there's really nothing else after that. And that reality is starting to hit the team. If we had done like $1 million, $2 million, we might have some cash left over, but we just don't.
Right.
And I'm okay with that, because what we're doing is launching a massive retail launch. But that means you're going to have to buy these expansions, or go all in. Like, that's the trade. That's the trade-off. A Facebook user says, somebody had asked, one Facebook user said, why'd y'all get reported? And another Facebook user, I guess, I don't know if these are the same people. Again, can't see your names. You got to give StreamYard permission. But said, a backer claimed reported, not actually reported, just a misunderstanding. And from what I gather from this comment, he says campaign reported. Nice cheat, campaign reported. So I don't see where it says just kidding. That's not what I mean. Anyway, guys, look, if you have questions about the stretch goals and stuff, that's a thing. And if you don't think there's a value in it, that's also it's okay. It's okay. I don't want anybody pledging anything they can't afford. And I told this to the grub stakers, like, please do not feel pressured to give anything that you don't feel comfortable giving. I really think there's a value in the all-in in the all-in tier, but it ain't for everybody. And everybody's going through some, whatever their life they're going through. A lot of people are going through hard times. There's COVID. There's a lot of there's a lot of things that you guys are facing. So for anybody to put up $300, I'm awestruck. I'm beside myself.
Take my money, please.
But baby, it's income tax season.
Yeah, all right, Jason. Jason keeps talking about that.
I'll go back.
Anyway,
even the $52 right now, and if you did the 30, that was a huge bargain. I look at the games on my shelf, what you could get for $52, and once again, having the actual copy of High Noon, I'd be hard pressed to find something that's of the value. I'm talking about material wise, let alone the gameplay. And I'm up to, I don't know how many games now. I've played 20. And I tell you, the replayability I'm still learning. And that's not counting all the new posses like you mentioned. So once again, I can't say enough about that. If I'd played 20 games of any other game, I'd probably be, the master of it by now. And far from that with High Noon.
What was that big, massive? Oh no, that was Western Legends.
To comment on what you said, Alan, I've played with Sam 3 times now, and he's kicked my butt royally.
Well, good.
Two. And I finally got him.
Yeah, really turn the tables tonight.
It's anybody's game. It doesn't matter who you are, how you strategize. Well, strategy is involved, but
it
can turn in an instant.
Here, we probably played the game maybe 5 or 6 times. 4 of those times, the newbie has won.
Yeah.
We're not going hardcore necessarily at the new guy the first couple turns, but
I do.
Well, hey, that's right. You do. No,
I grew up with older siblings.
It's not because it's a random game. I think it's that easy to pick up, and stuff. So that gets people's attention. That they can by turn 3 or 4, they're playing the game and in the game.
Here's like, I tried to be as fair as possible. Like I tried to build the fairest campaign that I could. And Everett says he meant that if we were reported, we would have gotten an email from Kickstarter. Well, that's possibly true. I think I don't know. I've never been reported, but as I understand it, when I reported his comment, it said we're going to look into it. So I imagine if they were, I don't think it would be immediate.
There is a review process.
Yeah. So I tried to be as like standard fair as I could, and I looked at a couple of examples of other campaigns and what did they do, and these campaigns I looked at as nothing but legitimate. I've never played Western Legends. I've seen it out there on people's tables. It looks freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And so I have nothing against it. But if I were to look at this, look at this. They raised $568,000 out of a $60,000 goal. We as well had a $60,000 goal. What are their pledge levels? $60. What did $60 come with? A copy of the Kickstarter edition of Western Legend and the stretch goal expansion, which is all unlocked stretch goals. Okay, well, let's look at this. What is it? Okay, so you get a game board. You get some cards, some more cards, some more cards, some more cards, a couple other cards. These look like really small cards, and some more cards. It looks like roughly, let's say 200. I'm not doing the math here, but it looks like about a little over 200 cards is what you're getting. And then you got, oh, look, you got a stand up for your cards, like a little paper stand up. That's kind of cool. You got 2 dice, a couple of tokens. That's kind of cool. Golden nuggets. I mean, they're cool. There's nothing wrong with this, but I'm just looking at what are you getting? And you get some player mats. You get 6 player mats. Then you get minis. How many minis do you get? You get 13 minis. Okay. And then a piece of paper that's double-sided. Fantastic. All right. So if we were to compare, what do we get? We get polystyrene boards, 12 of them. That's insane. If you look at, somebody was actually a commenter had thrown up, they were like, why didn't you do your tiles double-sided? Pathfinder does that. And I was like, oh, that's actually a good point. Let me look into that. And I looked at Pathfinder, and Pathfinder's tiles, they are polystyrene, but they cost roughly $1 a tile, and they're all 6x6. Whereas I've got a 6x8, I've got an 8x10, I've got a 6x10, and then I got a bunch of, we got tons. There's way more polystyrene here than both Pathfinder and Western Legends, and it's way cheaper. Then to Western Legends 13 minis, we got 14. To Western Legends hundreds of tokens, we got hundreds of tokens. To their 200 plus cards, we have 200 plus cards. To their cards, we have cards. Then you get some unlockable stretch goal stuff. And this is just what the core components are, but then the pledge spells it out. So far we're pretty much comparative. Then we look at the stretch goals, and what are they? Get there. We'll get. Oh, are these them? What are these? No, these aren't them. Are these them?
No, I think you passed it.
Yeah, these are them. These are the stretch goals. Sorry, I'm sorry. They were so. Well. Yeah, here we are. So, what do you get for this one? You get a character. So you get a card. So you get a card, and you get another card with some goals on it. And then you get 4 more cards in the next stretch goal. And then the next stretch goal, you get a card, a workhorse, a single card. That's what you get. Another one. Oh, we get an upgrade on our dice. Another one. What do we get? Now we get a mini. We get one mini in this stretch goal. So I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, okay, what can I find that's comparable to that? And I thought, how about 9 cards per stretch goal? 9 cards is more than 1 card. 9 cards, when you're talking about paying for an asset, is more than 1 mini. So I'm thinking, okay, this is a decent value. But apparently I'm a cheater because I didn't just give the farm away. Anyway, that's where I built my logic from, is what I'm saying. Like I didn't set out to try to make this convoluted and expensive. I set out to make it as fair as possible, to where people got something of equal value to what the standard is, and we were able to unlock what it is we were trying to do and make that available to you. That's what we were trying to do.
Well, and what separates High Noon from some of the other formats too is the fact that it comes in posses. So instead of like being able to unlock like an extra mini here or a couple extra cards there, everything comes in a block. So it is larger increments in between the stretch goals, but what you're actually getting for those increments is so much more.
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to see how far did they go? They captured all this stuff. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't know where they went, but I know that I don't know what their spread was. I do know that Kaman's spread was about $75,000, and ours is $15,000. That's what our spread is. Mm-hmm. It's a big amount. It's a lot of money. But compared to a lot of these other games, it's either less or about equal. And to your point, these things they come in blocks. They come in big blocks. This posse here has 5 miniatures, 5 miniatures, a massive polystyrene tile, 40 cards, and then you have chips and tokens to add to that. And I believe it comes with an additional tile. I think an alley tile or something. Plus, you're getting, so I cannot give that stuff away for free. I just can't. We tried, and by the way, we tried. That was one of the reasons why it took so long to relaunch, because we spent a good 7 months just on the numbers, just on the financials, to figure out how we could find a way to give this stuff away for free. And it just wasn't possible. And it didn't matter how much money we put in between. It didn't matter whether we were like, well, let's put our spread 75,000 away. It won't work. Okay, what about 100,000 away? It won't work. It just wouldn't work. It didn't matter what we did. But what I was able to do was every 4th stretch goal, you can get one of these for free, an entire block. But we have to unlock 4 stretch goals. That was the compromise. Because I understood there was also that mentality that everybody's used to, which is whatever the stretch goal is, I get it. I don't know how that works. I don't know what those stretch goals are, but whatever they are, I get it, because that's how all these campaigns work. I understood that there was still that factor in everybody's mind. And so my compromise to that was 4 stretch goals, gets you 1 posse for free. Sorry, Strike, I didn't realize we lost you because I was rambling on and on and on.
Sorry, new to this format. I was playing with the buttons. I shouldn't have.
It's all right. And look, there are people. There's a Facebook user who says I was confused on the stretch goals as well. I didn't realize they were add-ons either. Okay, I'll try to figure out how to make it more clear. It's totally understandable. This is not a normal format for Kickstarters. So I expect people to be confused. And all I can do is try to figure out how you're confused by hearing your feedback and then addressing that by making the page better.
I think it's fine.
I agree. I think just people are not used to it. The people that do look at Kickstarters, it is different, and people are not used to it. So I could see where it would take that, as the reviewer. I thought he did a great review of your Kickstarter.
Yeah, Forrest. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Dwight, the $12 for the box with the foam for the characters, the little foam, that is an amazing deal on those.
Yeah, because the foam alone costs that.
That's crazy. See, that's another thing. Is what's funny is thank you. By the way, thank you.
Yeah, that is great.
Yeah, I'm going all in. I also am buying a couple extra of those as well myself.
Well, that's the thing is again, this is one of those things where I can see how I could have gotten away with charging more, but I'll be honest, the minis crate was more of an afterthought. I only thought of it because I realized as I was painting my minis, I needed a crate to carry things around. And I went on Amazon and I got one, and I think I paid like $20 or $30 for it. But basically, all we're doing is we're reskinning the starter set box and then putting the foam inside. And the foam, I sized the foam, and it's perfect size for 2 of these trays. and we have a factory that can produce it for cheap.
Trays? See, I'm confused. I thought it was just 1.
No, yeah, there's 2 trays. You get 2, man. You get 2 trays. We just stack value. Just pack it in there.
For $12, I'm definitely going to get some more. I can't get that price for.
And are you sure that's 90 minis total? Because that's an 8x5. That's 40 figs in one. So 2 of those, that'd only be 80, not 90.
This is it 40? It might be sized wrong. The foam I got the foam, I actually had the foam tray. I left it at another location. But the foam, I blocked it out. I basically cut it down to see what it would fit, and it fit. Each tray held 45 is what it had. So if this says 40, then I need to fix that.
Well, at least the picture shows 40.
Pictures show 40.
All right. Well, you can squeeze more in there. Just push it around.
Well, I think you're trying to scam me by just putting 40 in some.
All right, you know what? Fine. All you get is you don't get you don't get 90. You get 80. That's what you get. Ha! For saying that, I'm taking 10 off the top.
I'm pulling my Kickstarter then. I can't deal with it. I can't handle it.
Meh, still worth $12.
That is, like I said, the foam. Just one piece of foam is going to cost you $12.
Facebook user says you can never please everyone, but your attempts to do so shows how much you care about your customers. Oh, shucks, thanks. Honestly, like I was just trying to figure out a way to give people what they wanted. That's the minis crate. I was like, oh, that's actually a thing. Like people actually want that. And then I went on Amazon and I was like, wait, people are selling these things for like $30. That's okay.
Oh, you ought to get a bag. You got to get a bag that holds all your minis.
To all the detractors out there, you got 6 cylinders of answers for them.
Careful. You can't say stuff like that on YouTube.
So
wait, we're on YouTube?
Will you have optional for like the expansions, the card holders right there where you got in the middle? Will you have anything for the...
Yeah, that was a question that people had asked was would the expansions have it? I really want them to. It depends on how well these sell. If these sell well in the Kickstarter, then I'm going to know that there's a demand for it. And if that's the case, then I'll just go ahead and build them into the expansion. So they'll come in a box. So that package that you see, the cards will be pre-packed. They'll come right in a box like this. You don't have to buy them to expand. The reason why these are here is because, again, this is one of those things that was an afterthought.
You know what I got to ask?
Yeah, me too.
You know what I got to ask?
Where are the sleeves?
Will the tray fit? Oh, will it fit the sleeves? Can you sleeve the cards and fit them in there? No. No. Get out of here with your sleeves.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
No, it's okay. I loved your video, by the way. And by the way, guys, if you, Alan,
I'm still crying over that. I couldn't hold a straight face.
Alan made this.
That was so funny.
Alan made this great video about why you should sleeve your cards and how you can do it and how it improves your life. It's great. It's like one of those like as seen on TV commercials.
Yeah.
Where like everybody is like profoundly bad at living. Like they just can't function as adults.
The first time when I looked over and Adam had put card in the honey bun, I thought I was going to lose it.
Man, what's funny is whenever you had that video going, like I didn't know what it was for at first, and then you pulled out your Cheetos or whatever it was. I'm like, well, that's rude to just start eating in the middle of the video. And then I saw where you're going with it.
And you couldn't say those cards were yellow because I had so much Cheetos on my hand. The cards were yellow.
Did you get did I see it right? Did he actually eat one of the cards on accident?
He actually ate the card.
I'm not replacing that card. I hope you don't need that card. I hope it was repeatable.
You need to go back and look really, really, really close at that video.
Okay.
Ace of Spades.
Is it not a high noon card? Is that what you did? Did you slip in a fast one? Is that what you did?
Just look at it.
All right, I'll look.
Realize it's after the fact. The
piece of paper
don't match the back. The card.
Okay. Right. Eric says, "Can I
cards? No way.
Can I get paint too with that bag, Alan, to paint them?"
They don't come pre-painted. I throw out us getting pre-painted miniatures. So what?
Yeah. I want high noon art. Now that's an idea. That's an idea to have art. To I was actually thinking about doing prints of Mikkel's work because
they're awesome.
Some of his illustrations are so beautiful. But that's another thing that I don't know if there's enough demand for it, and I can't afford it. We are so not in the big leagues. Our margins, you guys got to see that like our margins just aren't there. Like you're looking at, like you said, like you were saying, like this is apparently a great price for mini scrape. I mean, I'm not making any money on it. So yeah,
no,
I would love to roll out other things, but I just You guys wouldn't believe how expensive these things are.
Yeah.
I was like, shoot, are you serious? Can I just get these in metal then, if that's the case?
Yeah.
And I remember on some of your
gold bars.
Yeah. Yeah.
On some of your very early gameplays with you, Brad, and Jason, and I forgot who else. You're sitting around. You had that little tackle box, and I saw you with with the gold. I was super jealous. I'm like, man, that looks awesome.
Still got them.
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, guys, but you will not be getting those STLs. Those are not included in the all-in pledge. No, you got to buy those.
Nothing that a scanner can't fix.
You shut your mouth. You shut your big beautiful mouth, Strike. Hey guys, by the way, you guys got to go into Discord and check out the channel, the posse ideas or the fan concepts or whatever, and the bounty card. So we're developing an expansion that's going to be unlocked. Hopefully, would be unlocked here. It's going to be a bounty deck, and it's going to come with a post office. And it's going to work just like the economy where, you can acquire bounties at any time. But if somebody takes control of the post office, you can't because that's where they come out of. And Strike has been creating some amazing bounty ideas. And on top of that, he went ham on Hero Forge and created some incredible posses, like just beautiful posses with rules. He built the decks for them. And he created the miniatures through they're Hero Forge, but they're gorgeous. And man, you got to try him out. You guys got to take a look in there and see what he's done because it's really brilliant. And I can't thank you enough for doing that, Strike.
Well, I can't do everything around here.
Yeah, it's true.
By the way, Dwight, when can we see the first batch of High Noon at our local Walmart?
Well, that's we're working on that. That's a matter of getting in touch with a Walmart product agent, and we have a couple of connections, but we don't personally know that agent, so it's just a matter of getting that meeting and getting in front of them. Now, what we did do is we developed two other versions of the game specifically for retailers. That would be their exclusive version. So like we have like one that would be like a Target exclusive or one that's like only at Walmart. And the one for only at Walmart is all cardboard. It's just a big cardboard cutout. Everything's cardboard cutout. It's a very cheap version of the starter set. And that is basically for people who want to play High Noon, but they don't have $42 or $52. They don't have $40. They have like $20, and that's what they got. That was our target price.
Put a big sign that says "Dice not included."
Yeah, dice. We should just give them dice and no cards.
There you go.
Facebook user says, so if I add an unlock gang in the add-on store and then we hit 4 stretch goals, what happens? Okay, so here's how this works. Great question. So it works what happens is whatever you want to happen. What I would prefer you do, well, I'm going to tell you what you could do, and I'm going to say that I prefer you not do it. So let's say that you bought in at Bullets and Brandy, okay? Or let's say that you got in at Metal and Money. So you got all these expansions. And then we unlock, we've unlocked the Bushwhackers and we've unlocked Los Hermanos. So let's say that you bought the Bushwhackers because they're the cheapest one. Or let's say that you bought Los Hermanos because you had Los Hermanos. Then we unlock the 4th stretch goal. You could be like, well, shoot, I'm just going to go ahead and choose Los Hermanos for free and then basically downgrade my pledge by $5 and get the Bushwhacker expansion. You could do that. There's nothing that would stop you from being able to do that. Of course, if everybody did that, the pledge amounts would decrease and we run the risk of falling below the unlock. So there is that risk. On top of that, it just sets us back, but you could do it.
I'm taking back my Lincoln.
You could, what I would recommend you do is either get a posse, choose another posse and choose a lesser expensive posse and take that one. please support us. I mean, this is where I beg you for your money.
Or buy the stove.
Or buy the stove.
Just go for the stove. That's it.
Yeah, but that's what you. I mean, if that's what you're asking without asking it because you're afraid to ask it, it's okay. Yes, you can do that. If you were to buy the most expensive item here and you had no intention of buying anything else, could you then, once everybody unlocks the free posse or the free unlock, could you then use that coupon to then get the one thing you were going to buy for free? Yeah, you could. You could do that. I would ask that you don't do that. I would ask that you do something like get some more tokens, get some more gold bars and chips. You're going to need them. That's what I would ask you to do. If you do the and this goes for the all in. If you go all in, you're getting everything anyway. You could get another additional posse, or you could just get more gold bars. But if you go all in, you're also going to get, not on top of getting everything unlocked, you're also going to get an additional one of anything that you want that is unlocked. And even when I say that sounds, I can see how that sounds confusing. Is anybody lost in what I just said?
Nope, we're good.
Yeah,
right.
it basically just gives you a coupon for one of the optional buys.
Right. Yeah, pretty much. And I think that's the thing is like it's not confusing. It's just people look at that and go, no.
Unlock 4, get one free.
It says, so you're going to send out coupons for that 4th stretch goal. No, okay, so I talked to here's the thing. No, I'm not going to send out coupons. I've already talked to our to Backer Kit. Backer Kit is the one handling our pledge manager. And at the very bottom of the page, I was going to put it at the top. They were like, no, put it at the bottom. We are not just promoted by Backer Kit. We are fulfilled by, our pledge manager is managed by Backer Kit. And I've already confirmed with them that basically we can add essentially coupon codes to your pledge manager, or basically digital coupons, digital checkboxes. Just we can make that into the back end so that when you're checking out with your pledge, you can say, it'll basically say like, what else do you want or whatever. It's going to do it in the back end. It's just like a shopping cart. That's how it's going to work. So hopefully that answers your question.
Well, gentlemen, it's been a great discussion, but I'm going to have to call it a night here. Thanks again for the game and everything earlier. And anybody watching, keep plugging away at that campaign. We're less than $15,000 away from Father Franklin. And if any of you are on the fence, want to try the game out, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow, March 11th, feel free to hop on in. I'll be hosting a game to teach.
Sam, whatever I'm paying you, it's not enough.
And jump in and make some more posses, dang nabbit.
Yeah, seriously, come in and oh yeah, Sam, why don't you make a posse?
There was one that I was playing around with a little bit, but I just haven't found the time recently.
Fair enough. All right, gentlemen. Well, Sam is right. We should all go to bed. Thank you for your time. And we got reported.